The following is a paid advertisement. The views expressed are the sole responsibility of the advertiser.
I'm attorney Justin Clark. Coming up just ahead on You Have Real Estate, they're breaking into everyone's house, whether you're an actor, a sports figure. They're breaking into your house as well. What can you do to protect you and your family from break-ins? It's all just ahead. It's You Have Real Estate. Debt can be terrible for families. You feel like you can't put food on the table at the end of the month. Call me now. You have power. Welcome back to the show, and I'm so proud to have Renewal by Andersen as part of the show, and the person who really makes it happen at Renewal by Andersen is here, Chelsea. So I got an email from Michaela, my fiance, your friend, saying, you know what, here are some questions I want you to ask Chelsea. He'll probably Justin it up, she says.
Yeah.
I'm just not a good script guy, and of course I'm going to start not on script at all. Here is what describes Renewal by Andersen to me. Our good buddy Dallas, who is the official mortgage guy of the show, but my dear friend as well, played golf with Brandon, who works with you. When you play golf, it's a 3-4 hour process at least.
For sure.
He gets done with the golf game and said, yeah, it was great seeing Brandon from Renewal by Andersen, and he brought his friend Jared as well. Jared is the owner of Renewal by Andersen, and he's so sort of aw shucks, and you would never know about it. That is Renewal by Andersen to me. What a great company. But we care so much about our customers as well.
Absolutely. It's the passion in our DNA to really delight customers from the very moment they speak to our call center or to myself or someone in the community all the way through the process, and we love that. We're very, very proud of that.
Yeah, I love it too. And every time that I get the phone calls from someone who has watched the show and then hired Renewal by Andersen for their windows or doors, they're always so thrilled. And it's just how you treat your customers.
And I think that's important in today's world, right? You know, it's a turnkey system. You don't have to worry about who's going to pull the permits, who's coming out to my home, what's going on. We really allow that process to be super simple, but a safe process that, you know, everyone can feel comfortable about making that decision.
Yeah, and we were talking earlier about safety, and we were talking about how Michaela makes me not only lock the front door, but lock the bedroom door.
Oh,
you
Dominic
said Dom does the same thing.
It has to be a Buffalo thing.
We're pretty sure it's a Buffalo thing.
Yes.
I said, maybe it's the evil in me. Sometimes I get up in the middle of the night, and the door is locked to the bedroom, and I like get a snack. I apparently snack at night. And when I walk back in, I leave it open. I don't know if it's just
a little bit
being mean or whatever. And she's like, lock the door, close the door. But these ensemble entry doors, I think maybe will even make Michaela feel safer. She doesn't have to lock the bedroom door because it is all about safety.
It's about safety. What's great is Ensemble Entry Doors are made with the same technology as our Renewal by Andersen Fibrex. So 2 times stronger than vinyl, force deterrent, right? It really allows for a 5-point locking system. It is fully custom. So when you want to have that beautiful curb appeal, change it up a little bit. What a great way you can customize it from art glass to, you know, a solid door if you want that look and feel. Transoms, side lights, really making it kind of emulate your style.
And you see all of these stories now about the most famous people in the world in Los Angeles, famous athletes who are getting their houses broken into. And these people have the best security out there, right? And I think that maybe we lose focus on the fact that people are breaking into houses. They're breaking into people who have millions and millions of dollars. They're trying to break into our houses as well. I think that's so important to look out. Yes, they're beautiful, but the safety piece is huge. Yeah,
it's huge. And the way that it's created to also emulate energy efficiency, right? How many times do you stand by that front door and you're feeling your air conditioner escaping underneath it or on the sides of it just because that energy envelope isn't closed? So you can get the benefits of a beautiful product that's very strong and it's going to keep your family safe, but it's energy efficient as well.
That's huge. And we have a QR code on the screen right now, and this costs you nothing actually to have the Renewal by Andersen team come out to your house, and let's see what we are working with now, and let's see how we can transform and beautify your front door, because again, even if you're thinking about selling your house down the road, the first thing people see is that front door, right? Think about how many times you've driven through the neighborhood and you're like, wow, that guy has a beautiful front door. This is keeping your family safe, but also beautifying your house at the same time. And when you talk about cost, Chelsea, I mean, you can go to Lowe's and you see the front doors, like this is not that much more expensive than going to Lowe's or Home Depot by yourself.
And what's great is it's custom made, so you're not having to worry about, oh, I really don't like that color, but I'll sacrifice that color for something else. This is the full package, so you're really not having to worry about, is it going to match my look or feel? It's custom made for you.
Yeah, and when you talk about safety too, yes, we got the front door covered with the Ensemble Entry Doors. Windows are so important though in your house too. Energy efficiency is so important, and everyone's like, well, you can get solar and really save on your electric bill. Those windows, and Michaela was doing it the other day at the house, when you're standing there next to the windows and you literally feel the heat coming in, there's a problem.
There's a huge problem. Also, not only energy efficiency, but the pure fact of what we talked about in safety, right? If it doesn't have a 5-point locking system or a lock that can interlock to itself, it's easy to just take a butter knife, right, and pop that thing open. Dan was showing us that, and it all scared us to death, but it's the truth. You know, making sure that you have windows that actually operate properly. That's going to not only add to your safety and feeling comfortable at night, right, but it's also going to add to that energy efficiency aspect.
What age is it time to of a house where it's really time to start thinking about windows, you think? Because a lot of these houses, I feel like, and especially in the big neighborhoods in Florida, were 95, 2000, 2005, they're starting to get older.
Yeah, you know what we're finding is it's not just the age of the home, but we're finding that there's certain trigger points like condensation and high energy bills because vinyl, right, with the salinity of our air, it's degrading that vinyl or plastic at a faster rate, especially in Florida. It's heat, right, and heat degrades things. And so we're finding that that's when you really start to notice, when you start to see the condensation when they're not operating properly. Sometimes it's a lot less than we used to think. We used to say, 10 to 15 years old, we're starting to see that. But now with the ways that we're getting these pop-up storms, the hurricanes that we have to deal with, and the salinity of the air, we're starting to see that. You'd be surprised, the homes that were built in 2020 that got really quickly built with very low grade windows are starting to fail today.
And you think about too, the developers were throwing up these houses so quickly.
So
and they weren't
fast.
necessarily using the best product when it comes to the windows. They were just trying to sell houses as quickly as they could and make as much money as they could and putting in bad windows. I'm sorry to say, but it's true.
It's true, and we're seeing that in the homes that we're replacing today because they don't want to have that happen again, right? And they were having major problems, and they were so disappointed because they just purchased a newer home, and they thought they were taken care of, and unfortunately that wasn't the case.
Thank you guys for taking such good care of our audience, and everyone loves you, and it makes me feel good when I get the calls saying, thank you so much for turning us on to Renewal by Andersen. Chelsea, great to see you.
We love our homeowners, and we love being on the show, so thank you.
The QR code is on the screen for you right now, whether it's your front door, safety, beautiful front door, or your windows. Get with Renewal by Andersen today. Welcome back to the show, and yes, truly we're in a different real estate market than we were in COVID. Right now, if you're a seller, you got to do certain things and make concessions to actually get your house sold, and you have to price it right as well. But what are some things that you can do to your house to make it sellable? Let's ask my good friend, Calvin Bolden's here. First time Sam's wife. I asked earlier, are you in the doghouse or something or what?
No doghouse.
Okay, good.
She's just out of town right now.
All right, perfect.
Yes.
We miss her. Tell her we said hello.
Will do.
But we are in different times right now. If you're a house seller, you have to do certain things to make your house sellable. What are we looking at right now? What kind of concessions and what kind of price points are sellers having to look for?
Right now, we have to stand out. It's a lot of inventory, and so the concessions are coming in, 3%, around that 3% average for our homes. But we try to market them very aggressively and price them right to try to get them off, instead of having the 70 days average days on the market right now, we try to get them off as fast as possible.
And we're hearing all this about prices are being lowered constantly, which, and they're really making it a negative term, saying that we're lowering prices, but maybe we were pricing things too high to begin with.
Right, we were on that trend of going up, and so we had to try to just readjust, and now we're just trying to catch up back up with the regular market.
Yeah, so we've been doing the show, 7 or 8 years now, and I would always tell people before COVID, you need to listen to your agent, and what they say you need to price your house at, that's where you need to price it. During COVID, I literally was saying, you need to tell your agent you want to price it higher. Yeah. I think we're back to more normalcy now where it is time to listen to what your agent says when it comes to pricing, because it's huge.
It is. And it's funny because a couple of years ago, if a house is 400, we're getting offers for 430, and now if the house is 400, we're getting offers for 380. So we're in a little bit of reverse right now.
And you have this great house on the market right now in Apopka, actually, at 280, and this is a single-family residential home at 280. It's about as low as it gets. Tell me about Fortune Lane.
It is. It's a 3-bedroom, 1-bath. Everything was completely remodeled 5 years ago. So you have new AC, new roof, new plumbing, the whole lot. And it sits on just over a third of an acre. So it's a big yard.
Yeah, you were one of the first real estate agents to join LPT back, 4 or 5 years ago now. Yes. IPO coming up. How has it been working at LPT?
Hey, I keep checking my numbers. I'm like, once he hits that button, once he pushes that button, I'm good.
Yeah, exactly. How is, I call you the first family real estate because you and your wife are both amazing agents. What is it like working alongside your wife?
It's really nice. It's really nice. We spend a lot of time together. She is strong where I'm weak, and kind of vice versa. Yeah. So she takes care of a lot of the all of the paperwork.
All of the paperwork.
All the paperwork. So, and I'm usually the guy that's going out there trying to recruit business.
Yeah. What is it like right now? A lot of people are sitting on the sideline not selling their home because they're hearing all these horror stories about it takes so long to sell a house. When you're in someone's living room and they're trying to decide, should I sell my house or not? What are some of the things that they're thinking about making that decision?
We kind of go to what is the motivation? We always ask 3 questions: motivation, ability, and need, our man. And if they had a motivation that they have to sell, and then they have the ability and the need, then it's kind of easy. We really don't run into clients that are kind of on the fence. Mm-hmm. They just want to know, basically, when they call us, how much can we get for it, and when can we expect it to sell? Yeah,
exactly. How long are houses generally sitting on the market now?
Right now, just under 70 days.
70?
Yes. It's coming down. It was a little bit higher a couple of months ago, but we're coming down.
Yeah, I mean, the good news is you and I talked to Dallas Lehman before the show, and he promises to lower interest rates, right, nationwide? Is that what we heard? Absolutely. That's what it's going to take.
We're all waiting on that news.
While we are in a market that I think is a good market for buyers right now, tough for sellers, I do think the rest of the year we're going to see rates lower. I think we're going to see a real spark in this real estate market the rest of the year. What do you think?
I think so, too. We just had a meeting on Monday with our CEO, and something's got to give soon.
Motivational Monday with Robert Palmer?
Yes.
Oh, yeah, my boy.
Yes.
All right, great to see you, man. Good to see you. Tell your wife hello. If you'd like to see any properties on the market right now, Calvin will be happy to show them to you. 407-205-0400. Exciting stuff ahead. Vivian Lehman's in your neighborhood, actually in my neighborhood. Where is that as you have real estate continues?
There's about a 6-mile stretch in Longwood we call the Markham Woods Road Corridor. Basically, it's a bougie little road that runs between 434 and Markham Road. This strip even has its own unofficial association, folks who politely yell at developers to keep the homes sitting on at least an acre. And honestly, it works. This area is stacked with gated communities and multi-million-dollar pads. I was invited to an exclusive broker's open along with the who's who in real estate that just happens to be highlighting one of the most unique estates along this road. It's on the market for $8,750,000. I know, pocket change. I'm here at 2878 Markham Woods being offered by Amanda Miller. It's a gated compound on 7.6 acres. You have a 12,000 square foot main home, 2,300 square foot guest house, for the in-laws and your freeloading cousin, an 800 square foot cottage, and a 5,000 square foot air-conditioned garage, because sweating next to your Bentley is simply not an acceptable thing. Custom finishes check, indoor and outdoor pools check, 5 generators for when Mother Nature decides to kick Florida's butt check. Basically, it's your perfect family compound. I wanted to get Amanda's view on the level of interest this home has generated since it's been on the market. Congratulations, Amanda Miller. This is an amazing listing. I just had the tour and can't believe it.
Thank you so much. I'm very, very excited.
So tell us, what is the most unique feature about this property?
That's really hard. There's so many things that are unique. I would have to say, for such a beautiful and big compound, I think that the warmth that you feel inside when you come here is so unique compared to homes of its caliber. You're just going to feel like you can cozy up in certain rooms, whether it's you know, the treehouse room, or whether it's the upstairs den or the game room or the kitchen. It's a very welcoming house for its stature.
I totally agree. And so since you've put it on the market, what has been the interest from buyers?
Well, I've actually spoken to 2 agents who have potential buyers. One agent I've spoken to about 3 or 4 times, and he's got an out-of-state buyer who's super, super interested, who has got some grandkids who live in the area, and so that's super exciting.
Median household income is about $182,000. Median home value in 2024 was about $700,000. Most of the communities along this corridor back up to the Little Wekiva River, and yeah, the deer and bears really do hang out here like some Disney movie. Residents here want the wildlife and space, and they'll fight like heck to keep it that way. So if you're even slightly curious about this property or the Markham Woods Road area, call me, Vivian Lehman, at 407-205-0400.
Welcome back to the show. Joined by my good buddy, real estate agent extraordinaire, Jason Seda's here. Jason, how are you, buddy?
Good, buddy. How you doing,
trust
brother?
your opinion on this market.
Yeah.
What are you really seeing down there? And you do commercial and residential. I want to hear what you're seeing in the trenches. Let's start with residential.
So residential, I mean, look, I feel personally that, you know, middle America would be out buying more houses if, you know, the banks weren't forced to raise the interest rates since after COVID. I strongly feel the minute that drops, we're just going to have another rush again like we did in the pandemic time.
Do you feel like there are buyers on the sideline right now just
100%.
waiting on these rates to figure themselves out?
100%. We're in the trenches. I mean, look, I have 18 listings, so I'm in the trenches. You know, I'm dealing with buyers, and you know, it's completely knocked majority of them out of affordability.
Right.
You know, at 7.5%. You know, 6.75 if you're 800 scores. You know, so it's very rough for middle America right now to just jump on board. I tell them to buy and refinance later.
Sure.
But a lot of them, the debt to income ratio is the problem. So it's like they don't want to, they can't.
Yeah.
So I pray that, you know, that the Federal Reserve helps us out here so middle America can go back out and purchase houses again. We're just sitting stagnant is what we're doing. It's not 2008, so I don't want anybody to think that. But
What about commercial? What are you seeing on the commercial side?
Commercial's moving. You know, developments are still going on. You know, people are developing homes, warehouses especially. We're seeing a lot of movement with that. I just sold 15 acres in Fort Myers, touching the airport, to an aviation company, building a huge 60,000 square foot facility. So commercial is moving.
Someone gives you $1 million right now and says, I want you to invest this in real estate. What would you do?
Quite honestly.
Hard question, right? I'm
Hard
sorry
question.
about that. I wouldn't do that for just anyone. Just
well,
you.
for me, it'd be the best bang for the buck, as they say, right, with the highest cap. But realistically, you know, we are seeing a fallout of office buildings and retail plazas from the pandemic time. You know, so it's unfortunate. You can't pick those pennies up to the dollar. Obviously, things are turning around. Look, life goes on. Offices are going to fill back up, so are retail plazas. People are obviously out, you know, moving again. So companies are telling her, hey, everybody, come back to work, you know, forget about working from home. Yeah. I feel it's moving, you know, and I see it, you know, especially with the gas stations too, believe it or not.
Yeah. We don't travel down to Palm Beach together very often, but we're going to now. 2 properties, I think, in the same complex,
Same
right?
area, not same complex.
Okay.
They're within about 10 minutes from each other, but this is what I would consider the Dr. Phillips of Palm Beach.
All right, tell me about Essex Court.
People. Essex Court, that's a little area called Sanford, the development. It's a pretty much 4 townhomes in one building. This is a 2-story. It is turnkey. I mean, he's got renovations in this house that you would see in $1 million home with flush LED lighting in the kitchen. I mean, one of the bathrooms has a countertop that changes colors, which is very, very unique, you know, especially for this area. And let me tell you, for under $400,000, you can't beat it. It's a 2-2.
I was shocked by that price tag, really.
Yeah, $360. You can take this one, completely turnkey. Beautiful little unit.
And just down the street, you got Palm Lane.
Yeah, this one's in a development called Cypress Key. This one's got mixed with homes and townhomes. I mean, houses range from 700 plus in this neighborhood. This is a nice, beautiful 3-3, about 2,500 square feet, so it's pretty big. It's like a house. You know, it's a very wide open layout downstairs. Same for upstairs with the bedrooms, completely renovated. This one's going to sell too. This one's going for $560.
407-205-0400. Jason will show you those properties. He has a lot more as well. If you'd like to see some real estate, Jason will be happy to show it to you. Let's talk to the younger agents out there right now, though, quickly. I've always admired your success and how you go about your business. What has made you successful in the real estate world?
You know, and I tell this to all our new agents at LPT Realty, you know, that come aboard with us. That's my home base. You know, stick with it. You know, learn how to market yourself. You know, for me, it's a referral business. I built my business on referrals, and I still do to this day. You know, we're counting almost 20 years later between the mortgage and real estate industry. You know, but go knock on doors, go meet the neighbors, go where you live. You know, that's the best way to do it. And once they see the good in you, they're going to start referring your business. I mean, leads are great, but you know, stick with it. Things are coming around, I feel. By January, we're going to be back in full effect, I believe.
I agree. Jason, always good to see you, bro.
Always,
Thanks
you too,
for coming
man.
in
Yeah,
and talk
it's
to
always
you
a pleasure.
soon, I'm sure. A very quick break. When we return, you have real estate continues. Welcome back to the show, and as a seller, you do have to make sure your house looks great because it's tough to sell right now. Houses are staying on the market longer, but there are some simple things that you can do as a seller to really set your house apart, where buyers are going to look at your house first. Joined by Elisha Lopez, Ocala Realty World. I was actually talking to Chelsea with the Renewal by Andersen earlier about the front door. When you're driving through a neighborhood and you see a beautiful front door, it does kind of grab your attention.
Yes, it
How
definitely
important
does.
is that front door, you think, for sellers?
I mean, a level of importance based, like price is going to be the most important,
Yeah,
but of course the curb appeal, so you know, driving up first impressions matter, absolutely, but definitely not something like crazy wild that doesn't suit maybe the neighborhood, because sometimes they'll have the opposite effect.
So no purple front door for me.
Well, it could be purple,
Okay.
it just depends on what shade of purple.
Got it. What are you seeing down in the trenches right now when it comes to someone selling a house? How long are houses staying on the market, and how competitive do I have to be with pricing?
So if you're priced right, they're flying off the market
Oh, really?
still.
Okay.
But of course, obviously, it's going to depend on the neighborhood and how desirable properties are in that area. But going in like right off the bat, starting at 10-15% lower than what the last property actually sold, that's actually a really great idea to do.
Yeah,
that's a hard
price.
pill to swallow, though.
It sure is. And real estate agents for the first few years of this show loved me because I would tell
Yeah.
people, listen to your agent. During COVID, real estate agents didn't like me because I was like, screw what your agent's saying. Tell them to list it for higher because
Yeah.
really it was going up so quickly. Now I think agents love me again because I'm saying, listen to your agent. But how is that conversation with someone who's selling their house and you come in as the real estate agent saying, we need to list it here. They want to list it higher. How does that conversation really go?
You know, some sellers are reasonable, and I think it's the ones that they really need to sell. Because if you've got to go, you got to go. So your mindset's going to be different on, well, if I could get this, then I would move. And the what ifs, if I could get sellers right now, they're the ones that you're seeing be removed from the market or expire because they don't have to sell. Because if you really got to go, you're going to do what it takes because you got no choice.
Yeah.
Now, as a seller listening to their agent, it's so important for the agent to have the guts to have that really hard conversation, because it's worse to expire and then the next agent comes in, use an example of what not to do. But the thing is taking an overpriced listing, the listing agent is showing that seller their worth, and that when it comes time to negotiate, they're not going to be able to negotiate for their bottom line just because they couldn't even tell them the truth in the beginning.
So we went through so many years where you didn't even have to worry about how much you owed on the mortgage because we were going to have plenty to pay it off. We're getting closer now, though, where people are selling their house, and now they're having to really think about, I need to sell it for enough to pay off the mortgage. Do you feel like it's getting a little bit closer?
Oh, absolutely, yes. And we've been having a lot of short sale conversations, and you know, we come from those days, so
of
we
course.
love it. We're like, all right, let's go. But a lot of agents, they don't even know necessarily what a short sale is because they haven't been in the industry long enough.
Yeah.
And they also, so they don't know how to have those conversations either.
I'm having a conveation with you about you and I guess are getting old because we
Right?
were here during the first short
Wiser,
sale.
yeah.
Wiser, I guess it is. Because in 2000, really late 7, 8, 9, 10, it was short sale city, and you and I were right there living it. So, I mean, you and I are ready to go if we need to. Ocala Realty World, look, if you're looking to buy or sell any sort of real estate in Northern Florida, Elisha is there to protect you, to serve you, to do everything that you need when it comes to real estate. QR code on the screen right now for Elisha Lopez. Keep up the great work. We love working with you, obviously, and the Northern Florida area is still such a great place to get a bargain. So keep it up. Always great to see you. Thank you, Elisha. Thank you to our amazing team. Most importantly, thank you. See you again next week for more You Have Real Estate.
The proceeding was a paid advertisement. The views expressed were the sole responsibility of the advertiser.